First day of competitions in your 46th season of the Philippine Basketball Association. I'm Carlo Pamintuan. I'm with Ali Peak. It's been a while, Ali.
It's been too long, and I'm glad to be back.
As we remind everyone that this is the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. The action emanating from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. You're taking a live look at Kevin Elasto, who will be one of the key players for the Nlex Road Warriors. Of course, they're hoping to turn things around. Had a tough performance in the PBA bubble.
Well, absolutely, Carlo. Nlex did not have a very good showing in that PBA bubble, like you said. So I'm sure Coach Yang Yao has a lot of expectations, and so do these players.
Check out the names here of the Nlex Road Warriors. Of course, the key has always been development and continuity for Coach Yang Yao. Very limited number of new players there. Calvin Oftano, of course, the number 3 pick in the 2020 PBA rookie draft. Don Troliano returns to his old head coach and Coach Yang, but other than that, it's basically the same unit running it back once again.
Well, absolutely, and I think the familiarity and, of course, wanting to get back on the winning track and have a better showing this conference as opposed to the last one, everybody has high expectations here.
Kevin Alas, of course, with Kiefer Ravena, Jericho Cruz, who had a stint playing for Guam in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, had a really good stint there. They're hoping to turn things around for the Nlex Road Warriors. Meanwhile, check out the lineup of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Some of the new faces that we have there, Bradwin Quinto, of course, they acquired through a trade. They have rookies, Anton Asistio, Andre Caracot, and Leonard Santillan. 3 great additions for Coach Chris Cavina, who will be coaching his first game as the official head coach of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
What I like about that whole thing is that they really beefed up that front line to back up guys like Bo Belga. Yes, Coach Chris Cavina being the head coach here, we've seen what he's been able to do with teams like Kia and what he's been able to do as far as getting those guys to competitive form.
Check out the campaign of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Finished 6-5 after the elimination round. Lost to Barangay Ginebra in 1 game in the quarterfinals. The tough thing about that is if they won one more game, or if they scored, a few more points through quotient, they would have allowed themselves, a better shot at progressing further in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those hardships that they had to go through last year. Again, coming into this conference, high expectations for Rain or Shine. Hopefully they can get over that hump. Kind of solid though, last conference, but again, hopefully they can go further and further into the playoffs.
Gabe Norwood. Also in guard from Cagayan de Oro, number 6, Ray Nambata. At center from Kalumpit, Bulacan, number 29, Norbert Torres. At forward from Florida Blanca, Pampanga, number 7, JB Mocon. And also at forward from Bicol, Sorsogon, number 30, Bo Belga. Head coach of the Elasto Painters is Chris Galvina. And now let's meet the starting 5 of your Nlex Road Warriors. Starting at center from Bago City, number 4, Raul Soyud. At forward from Mandaue, Cebu, number 37, J.R. Kiniahan. Also at forward from Pampanga, number 33, Tony Semerad. At guard from Las Piñas, number 7, Kevin Alas. And at guard from Iloilo, number 15, Kiefer Ravena. Head coach of the Road Warriors is Yang Yao. Game officials are Sherwin Pineda, Mau Rioste, Joel.
Our starting lineups for this game between the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters and the Nlex Road Warriors. You can see featuring a reunion, of course, on the other sides of Extra Rice Incorporated, Kenyahan versus Bo Belga. It'll be Norbert Torres and Raul Soyo jumping it up, and that was your tip-off. Brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. We get things going. The first game for the Road Warriors and the Elasto Painters. Again, welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. So hyped that we finally have PBA basketball on Philippine TV once again.
Isn't this great, Carlo? I mean, we were all kind of wondering when we were going to be able to get back and start covering games this way. Just happy to be back, period.
I don't think I've ever been hyped for a first quarter in my entire life as much as I have with this one. Of course, the key story here, Ali, is we're seeing Kiefer Ravena playing for the Nlex Road Warriors. There's a lot of conversations revolving him, but it's good to see him performing for his squad right now. No announcements yet in terms of what will happen to him in the future, but he's here right now, and that's all that matters.
I totally agree with you. I think that's the most important thing right now is that he's here in an Nlex uniform. He's part of this team, and as far as Nlex is concerned, they expect to move in the right direction with him. Business can be taken care of off the court, and just got to focus on what's in front of them right now.
For Rain or Shine, we're seeing, the stalwarts, the icons. Gabe Norwood, Bo Belga, they've been, with this team for so long, but you're also seeing some of the new blood, and they've been impressive so far. I'm talking about Reynang Batak and JV Mocon. They're playing beyond their years.
Yes, absolutely. They're without a doubt the future of this franchise. Carlo, JV Mocon averaging 12 points per game in 2020, and then Batak almost 10 points per game. So a lot of promising things from these two young men.
Looking for our first basket as Kevin Elasto loses his footing. That ball bounces out, and the referees did not get a great look at it, so it will be a toss-up. Check this out one more time. I think Kevin landed on it. Did JV Mocon touch it? It's very close. It was a very tight one. Yep.
It looked like Kevin got out of the way just in time.
And I think JV touched it before it went out of bounds, right?
It's kind of hard in that situation there, but what I think here is for both of these teams, and of course all the teams in the league.
Good forward pass.
Absolutely.
What made that play was the pass coming from Gabe Norwood as Reynang Batak opens the scoring. The first 2 points of the contest could make it 3. Look at this gorgeous assist coming from the veteran.
That was just good recognition there by Gabe Norwood, finding Raymond Batak wide open for that layup there. But what I was going to say earlier was, we have to manage expectations here, especially for the fans. These guys have been training, but nothing compares to the actual game type situation. So these guys are going to be working themselves back in the rhythm, back in the shape.
You could say the same about the referees, the officials, everyone. Has been out of action for 7 months.
Carlo, even me.
Exactly.
Even me.
Even me. Even me. Everyone.
I'm almost at a loss for words right now.
Yeah, we're just so happy to be bringing the action to you. Thank you for keeping it locked here on PBA Rush as Bo Belga comes up with a nice banker.
That's a nice fake by Bo Belga and then driving to the basket. But you know what? Have you been seeing his IG stories, his IG posts? He's been working out really hard. He actually looks really good here. It looks like he dropped some weight.
Lost the hair as well. Maybe 0.25 of a pound with the hair.
The aerodynamics will prove that.
Aerodynamics and Bo Belga, something that I never thought I'd hear in the same sentence.
Well, you know what? Look, if jumbo jets can take off, and listen, how heavy are jumbo jets? How heavy are commercial jets? Right? We have high hopes in this case for Mr. Bo Belga.
5-2 is the count. Oh, nice pass inside. Reynang Batak receiving a nice assist once again.
Yes, and the cool thing about that is Nambatak moving without the basketball to score, putting himself in some really good situations.
Tony Semera, that's his favorite spot, and he often nails it if he is free from the corner.
Yes, that's his bread and butter right there, aside from playing really physical defense underneath the basket.
That's a traveling violation against Norbert Flores. Not able to keep his pivot on that spin move. So far, so good for both these teams. Coming up on 3 minutes.
What we've seen is really good looks so far on the part of both teams here. Good decision making out there, and pretty good execution, particularly on the part of Nlex.
That 3-point shot is money for Kiefer Ravena as Nlex takes the lead.
Yeah, First an assist to Semerad in the corner, and now a three-point shot by Kiefer Ravenna.
Belga with a handoff to Norwood. Give it up. JV Mocon attacks middle, and that is another turnover. Back-to-back turnovers against Norbert Torres. First a traveling violation, now an illegal screen.
It's just those little nicks, you know, just the tiny movement of the hip or repositioning themselves at the point of impact, something that Norbert Torres is going to have to adjust through the course of this game.
Ali, we talk about this so often because oftentimes the big man gets all the blame for those kind of turnovers.
Yeah.
However, it's still a matter of timing between
It is.
whoever is getting the screen and the screener.
There's a lot of that going on, especially when you talk about the young guards, particularly in the college level, just learning how to use the big man, angle the big man properly without compromising him, picking up a cheap offensive foul. So there is an art form to it.
That push shot won't work for Raul Soyud. Rebound for JV Mocon.
What I like about JV's game, Carlo, is his ability to just play multiple positions out there. He initiated the offense, he got the rebound. He's not the point guard, but yet he was able to turn that possession into a bucket.
Multi-skilled player. JV Mocon another three. Not this time for Kiefer, but they get the ball back. Mid-range jumper will not work for Alas. As we swing back to the side of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, 7 minutes 40 remaining in the first quarter. Oh, cheap turnover there. Unfortunately for Kevin Alas, he touched it, was not able to control it, and that will save the possession for the Elasto Painters.
Just a missed timing there on the part of Rain or Shine. Bo Belga was expecting, I believe, JV Mocon to cut to backdoor, which is part of that type of offense.
Norbert Torres hands it off to Mocon against Semerad. Belga top of the key against Soyud. Bo Belga converts the triple.
I'm telling you, Bo Belga's looking pretty good out there. He looks a lot more comfortable. It looks a lot more, he looks lighter.
12-8 is the count in favor of Rain or Shine. Ravenna top of the key has the big on him. Kiefer goes to the corner. Alas for three. That's good. Another assist for Ravenna.
Those are just great looks by Kiefer Ravenna. You know, just nice setups for his teammates. First Anthony Semerad on the other side in the corner, and now Kevin Alas.
Dribble penetration, then kick out. Very difficult to defend out here.
Absolutely.
Quick response coming from Gabe Norwood. That short jumper pushes their advantage back up to three.
Man, he's made a living off of that type of shot, that mid-range jump shot by Gabe Norwood. This time, free throw line extended.
And people say it's dead, but if you say...
But you know, we've seen Chris Paul do it.
Exactly.
We've seen Devin Booker. You know, this playoff is just so refreshing to see. And of course, we see another bucket by JV Mocon, again, going coast to coast with it.
Just a talented player.
Yes.
And a good pass coming from Soyud. Unfortunately, Semerad short-armed the push shot, apologizing because he knew that was something that he should have converted on.
So far, rain or shine, 5-point lead here.
You know, for all the time that they spent away from the court, this is a really good first 6 minutes.
Yeah, they actually look
of
pretty
action.
good. They actually look pretty good.
Yep, take another look at this layup, a lefty one coming from JV Mocon. Might have been fouled there. It was touched a little bit by JR Kinyahan on his way to the basket. JV Mocon helps Rain or Shine get a 16-11 lead.
You were watching the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup. the bubble experience was an eye-opener para dito sa Nlex Road Warriors. They had a very slow start at aminado sila that was really because of their lack of preparation. They had a good run at the end of the eliminations, but it was a little too late for their team to make it to the playoffs. Ayaw na nila maulit yung feeling na paghihinayang. Kaya naman para dito sa season na to, they made sure that they had at least 2 months of prep. And they are coming into the season na dapat wala nang regrets. They want to come in strong, conditioned, and healthy. And actually, they are targeting a very strong start this time around. The only player that they're missing is Paul Varilla, who will be out for the season due to an MCL injury. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Miss Carla Lizardo. And again, for everyone who you've missed in the coverage of the PBA, welcome back to the game, Carla Lizardo.
Yes, welcome back, Carla. It's just, it's just good seeing. We saw a couple of our our co-workers earlier. It's just good to see everybody back again.
And this is your 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA, as JV Mocon continues to heat up here in the first quarter. Already 7 points in the ball game.
7 points.
Good little drive there coming from Kevin Elasto as he draws a foul for 2 free throws.
It's just really good to see Kevin Alas back to his original form. You see this 3-point shot here by JV Mocon. He's feeling it in this first quarter. And of course, Kevin Alas attracting the contact and getting fouled and going to the free throw line.
And we thank you for watching here on PBA Rush. But as a reminder, you can watch the games live on PBA Rush via Signal Play. It's free until August 15. Games are also available on demand for free as well. Register on signalplay.com or download the app. Ali, I was there earlier at the Inara Sports Arena to host the opening. It was a very simple ceremony, just to open things up. And of course, PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, Chairman Ricky Vargas, and the rest of the Board of Governors, they just wanted to thank the people who helped out, who chipped in to make this happen.
Well, I think I think that's really important. Trying to have some sort of united front and trying to make this thing happen. I actually thought that they did a really good job in the PBA bubble last year. And so this year, we have a lot of great possibilities of coming up with a great conference. But right off the bat, we see that Rain or Shine went to Bradwin Quinto as soon as he checked into the basketball game. So they're trying to establish that inside presence. Unfortunately, Bradwin Quinto turned the ball over by a travel. But what I said earlier, Rain or Shine has really beefed up that front line.
Another 3-point shot from Kevin Elasto, courtesy of yet another Kiefer Ravenna assists. So all of the triples coming from the Road Warriors were from assists from Ravenna.
Exactly. And again, it's just how valuable this kid is, being able to set up his teammates like that, let alone scoring.
JV Mocon losing the ball to Ravenna. And Nlex pushing. Go to Alas. Another long shot, not this time. As rebound falls to Ravenna. Semerad attacks baseline. The layup won't work. Scramble for the loose ball. Tied up and won by Bradwin Quinto.
A nice defensive rebound there by Bradwin Quinto. I'm sure they have a lot of expectations from this big guy. He sort of bounced around the league, in his career so far. Hopefully he can find a home here with Rain or Shine.
Not able to play along with his last team, North Port Batang Fiera, as he was coming off an injury. Meanwhile, the score 19-15 still in favor of Rain or Shine. The rookie, Anton Asistio, and his former teammate, Chris Porter, also of Ateneo, checking in for Rain or Shine and Nlex respectively.
Chris Porter, we didn't get a chance to see too much of. It's good to see him back. And what he brings to that front line for Nlex is a lot of range, 3-point shooting capability to be exact, and of course a big body underneath the basket.
So these two guys are very familiar with each other. The double team there. As Kinyahan just threw it up. He was off balance already, had to do something with it. Reynang Batap. Good challenge coming from Alas, but Rain or Shine will get another crack at it. Side ball screen. Hook pass, well read by Kevin Alas, and he will waltz his way to the comfort zone.
That's just a tough pass there by Rain or Shine, but great anticipation by Kevin Alas, picking that pass off.
How about Kevin Alas heating up here in the first quarter? Already 11 points in the contest.
Wow.
Well, that rip through will not work for Mokon. Referee's not biting. Alas to Semerad. Another three on the way. Good again.
I really like the way Nlex is getting out to their offense. They're setting one another up. Really good team basketball so far. And a lot of these buckets are out of transition.
That's 5 3-point shots now for the Road Warriors. Nambatak would not get one back. Ravena, another three.
Wow.
Good again.
Man, what a run by Nlex.
Scorching hot 3-point shooting from the Nlex Road Warriors. Good little screen coming from J.R. Quinyahan as Kiefer Ravena nails his second 3-point shot of the contest. As this timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Just a 30-second break, an opportunity for Coach Chris Gavina to, regather his troops. Yes, you had an early lead, but now Nlex is heating up. A little bit of adjustment from the defensive side is required from his team right now.
Yeah, particularly transition defense and picking up their man. We saw a few times, actually several times, where we saw wide open shots, 3-point shots, all set up by Kiefer Ravena's assists.
And this will turn into a full timeout from the Nlex Road Warriors. They lead by 4 points, 23-19.
Watching the 46th season of the PBA, the Rain or Shine Elasto painters and the coaching staff, they came in, they were wearing customized face masks na nakasulat culture. And I asked Coach Chris Gavina about it, and sabi niya, dyan kasi daw talaga sila nag-focus para dito sa season na to. And that culture is hard work, no more excuses. Ang ganda daw ng pinapakita nila sa ensayo, and they're hoping it translates to their games here in this season. They're targeting the title, nothing more, nothing less. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Ms. Carla Lizardo, reporting from the Inares Sports Arena. Apple David, our first courtside reporter of the season. Glad to welcome them back because in the PBA bubble, it was Salina Dagdag-Alas and Denise Tan doing the reporting. So now the entire team can help out as well. Another 3-point shot on the way, missed this time coming from Mokon. Oh, just disconnect there because, these are new teammates.
New teammates, yeah. New teammates. Not quite sure of one another's quirks.
Yep.
Good idea by JV Mokon there to try to set up Bradwin Ginto. But, we saw Bradwin Ginto's value in getting an offensive rebound and resetting the offense for Rain or Shine.
Porter sending it to the rookie. A lot of eyeballs on this kid, Calvin Oftana, going up against his former teammate with the San Beda Red Lions in JV Mokon. Jericho Cruz sends it out to Porter. 3 seconds remaining at the shot clock. Cruz to Miranda. He'll have to put this one up. And they run out of time. That hesitation coming from Miranda when he should have been angling to take that shot already.
I just really think that, of course, Coach Yang Yao knows what he's doing here, but they had a nice little flow going with Kevin Alas, especially Kiefer Ravena in the ball game. Of course, they have to get a rest there, but this is something that this second unit's going to have to focus on. Good decision-making on offense.
11 points for Alas, 6 for Ravena, 6 for Semerad, 3 assists as well, and a couple of steals for Keeper. Now, who will step up from the second unit for Nlex and help them out? As Asisio. Officially, Anton, welcome to the PBA. Congratulations on your first basket.
You know, I like the way this kid plays. You know, really aggressive. Plays with a lot of confidence there. So Joel Ponferrada runs the break and gets rewarded.
And it was another forward pass from guess who?
Gabe Norwood.
Yep. Same guy who set up Reynam Bata for his first basket of the contest, Porter. Kicking it out, Panyamogan fakes a 3, 1 dribble, sends it to Miranda. Cruz attacking, sends it back to the big man, 3-point shot, won't work. So immediately after Kiefer Ravena and Kevin Alas were subbed out, the offense slowing down considerably for the Road Warriors.
Yeah, you can see the difference there. Again, this is something that the second unit is going to have to really focus on. I mean, there's really no second unit when it comes to Coach Yang Yao's lineups. Any guy can start at any given minute, but that's the whole point here. Everyone has to be ready to come in, especially running the offense here. But let's just give this second unit a chance to really settle things in.
Rainer Shine has since retaken the lead, 24-23. The dying seconds of our opening quarter. Both teams still far from the penalty situation. As this will be an end one opportunity for Jericho Cruz.
That's a nice take there by Jericho Cruz. He's just one of those guys that can give you 12, 13 points, whether he's starting or coming off the bench.
And he was an important part of Guam's performance in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. And it's also important for him to really get to play basketball when nothing was happening here in the Philippines.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's you know, I've always said this, basketball is not a faucet that you can turn off and just turn back on and expect it to be the way you were before.
Tough shot coming from Gabe Norwood, found a way to send it home as this buzzer beater attempt will not work for Jericho Cruz. What an entertaining first 12 minutes of basketball, Ali.
We saw a lot of great plays there by both teams.
And it is Kevin Alas leading all scorers with 11 points. But on the other side, JV Mohon really cooking here in the first quarter of action. 7 points and 3 rebounds for the multi-talented guard of Rainer Shine.
Again, we talk about how the future of this Rainer Shine team is looking. He's the spearhead.
26-26 is the count after their first 12 minutes of action. More from your 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup when we come back. Coming to you from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City, Carlo Momentuan with Ali Peak on the call. Gabe Norwood playing major minutes for the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters.
So that deep breath that he took there. Everybody's still trying to adjust here.
This is your 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA, as we get things going in the second period. Calvin Oftana, first shot attempt is short. Panyamogan saves the possession for the Nlex Road Warriors. Miranda to Oftana, 3 seconds remaining. Oftana barely hits the rim, but Panyamogan really working hard on the offensive glass. Second rebound in one possession.
He's one of those guys that, you know, sort of flies under the radar. And all of a sudden, he's quiet. Then the next minute, he's knocking down 3 3-point shots and making plays. And at the end of the night, he has like 26 points.
We've seen this so many times from Coach Heng Yao.
Yes.
He will give a player who is not getting, any opportunities. He will give you a shot, and then as a player, you will run through a brick wall for Coach Heng.
Well, he's just one of those guys. I've never played for Coach Yang Yao, but everyone that I've ever spoken to about Coach Yang Yao, they say that, first of all, he has your back in any type of situation. He fights for you, and he gives you the opportunity. What I've also heard is that when you're open, you better take the shot.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you don't take the shot, you're sitting on the bench.
Yep.
Which probably explains why we've seen Oftana really aggressive coming into this ballgame.
First PBA point, and it will remain at 1 for Calvin Oftana. But what a bright future for this kid. He is talented. He is built for PBA basketball.
Well, he gave us a lot of problems when I was over at Manil. But he's so similar, the skill set, even the prototype to JB Volcon, yes.
As Oftana skies, that would be an offensive foul though.
And you can totally tell that he's really trying to make his mark here in this game. But really, when it comes to these types of situations, you being this first time ever playing in the PBA, you just have to settle things down, ease back a little bit, and let the game come to you. It will eventually come to you.
Our first look at Leonard Santillan for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. The 3 rookies in that squad. Santillan Asisio is also on the floor. Andre Carajot has not yet seen action.
Now, talking about the front line being beefed up for Rain or Shine, he's one of those guys.
Of course, we all know him for that patented one-hander.
Yes.
Decent rebounder as well as he picks up his first PBA board. 27 to 26 is the count. But again, Ali, I go back to the point that we made earlier. Offense slowing down after Kiefer Ravena and Kevin Elasto.
Yes, and you can see the result of that. You saw Nlex sort of pulling away a little bit there, then all of a sudden now it's back to a 1-point game.
The problem, though, was that even with Nlex slowing down, Rain or Shine could not capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say poor execution, but more of just not being able to capitalize on certain opportunities. We saw the mishap there between Bradwin Quinto and JB Volcon, situations like that.
Now, a couple of starters checking back into the contest for Coach Chris Gavina. As we remind you that you can watch the games live on PBA Rush via Signal Play, free until August 15. Games are also available on demand for free as well. Register at signalplay.com and download the app.
Right now, Rain or Shine in the 2-3 zone.
That was a good read coming from Panyamogan for the 2-3 zone.
He was wide open. There was no hands there.
Unfortunately, he missed the shot. So let's see if Rain or Shine will stick to that 2-3 in the next possession of Nlex. Belga posting up against Porter. Bo with a quick spin, one-legged pull-up jumper short.
That was good defense there by Chris Porter, challenging that shot.
Panyamogan gets the switch. Looking for the mismatch. Miranda to Oftana. Extra pass. Cruz for 3. That's good.
It's good execution there all around the 3-point line to get the best shot in Jericho Cruz.
That is 3-point shot number 7 already for the Road Warriors.
It looked like Oftana wanted to fire that again, but he made the good decision, the proper decision, kicking it to the corner.
Belga. Another 3 on the way, not this time as Oftana grabs the board. Again, talking about the skill set, it was something that JB Volcon did earlier.
I'm telling you, they're very, very similar.
Good extra pass, Panyamogan fakes the 3, dribbles inside. Great defense there as Belga gets the steal.
It's a nice dive by the big fella.
Nambata left open momentarily, but he could not convert on that short jumper.
The last 2 possessions for Rain or Shine were good looks, wide open shots, but like you said, Carlo, he just can't convert.
30 to 26. Again, we're glad that you're joining us here on PBA Rush. Porter misses the 3-point attempt. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. All smiles because of PBA basketball.
Absolutely. You know, that's Chris Porter's game there. You know, spotting up for that long-range three-point shot.
Snake dribble coming from Gabe. That pass bothered. Good idea. The defense getting a fingertip on that ball. Jericho Cruz tapping it out of bounds, as it will stay on the side of the Elasto Painters.
I think these were good pickups, you know, for Rainer Shine. Leonard Santillan, Bradwin Quinto, to really back up guys like Joe Ponfraga, of course, Bo Belga.
In terms of build, as you see that smart play coming from Belga.
And that's one of the things about Bo Belga. We talked about JV Malcon initiating the offense. Bo Belga can actually do the same thing off of a rebound. But his passing skills are really good.
Ali, name me another big man who would have made that play, similar to what Bo Belga did. Tough, right? It's so
Very
difficult.
tough, very tough.
Meanwhile, another three-point shot for the Road Warriors. Three-point shot number 8 for them, as they build a 5-point lead, 33-28. Check out pass to Nambata. Going up against Ravena. Good sharp crossover. And that is Leonard Santillan scoring his first PBA basket.
That was good execution there. Nice attack. And then that dish off to Leonard Santillan. But he has really good soft hands around the basket. That's one of the things that I noticed about him.
Tana tries his luck from 3. That's his second air ball of the game. I'm sure the veterans will let him hear it a little later on.
I'm sure. He just needs to settle down. It looks like he's trying to do too much, trying to prove too much.
Fake handoff. Good pass once again coming from Belga. Unfortunately, it does not end up as an assist of that missed basket.
Like I said, Rainer Shine's getting pretty good looks. He just can't convert on them.
Porter, the extra pass to Cruz. No need to rush, says Cruz. And then he pulls the trigger. Misses. And then Belga grabs the board.
Bo Belga really controlling the defensive glass. You saw him dive on the floor earlier.
Approaching the midway mark of our second quarter of action. This is game number 2 of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup. In our first contest, it was the Alaska Aces picking up the victory against the Blackwater Bossing. Let's see if Ravena can pick up where he left off in the first quarter, but he misses his first look here in the second. Scoring considerably slowing down for both squads here in the period, Ali.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the game conditioning. We saw a pretty good first quarter, a little bit of the second quarter, then things started to really take its toll.
Sorry, miss there for Bo Belga, but that is why they picked this man.
I'm telling you, you know, watching him over at DLSU or De La Salle, I was very impressed with him, what he's able to do near and around the basket.
Coming out of bounds was Jericho Cruz there, as he turns the ball over 33-32, a 1-point advantage for the Nlex Road Warriors. Look at this, Bo Belga missing. There's another big man, a new one. Down low, outworking Chris Porter. Santillan with a putback. As this time out is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Nlex Road Warriors versus Rainer Shine Elasto Painters at the Inares Sports Arena, as we take a look at 2 of the young stars for Rainer Shine as we check out their numbers. As you said, double-digit scoring, impressive rebounding for JV Mocon. Reynang Batak a shade under double digits, but he made big-time shots throughout the PBA bubble.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, the thing about these guys is they're multi-talented. And these guys can definitely be the players to really lead this next generation, if you will, of rain or shine players.
So,
As you slowly see guys like Gabe Norwood and Bo Belga, you know, really, you know, go further and further into their careers.
we're now seeing the third rookie seeing action for the rain or shine Elasto Painters, as Andre Carajot is also on the floor. Bo Belga, though, says, "Is it still my team? Relax, young guys."
It's still his team.
That's a traveling violation. Dragging his pivot foot was Raul Soyud. No, it's really unfortunate for Raul Soyud because he actually trained with Gilas Pilipinas men in their training bubble in Calamba with R.R. Pugoy, CJ Perez, Kiefer Ravena, Justin Chua. He was there. He was in great condition. And he could have debuted as a Philippine team member if not for the cancellation of the Doha bubble.
You know, one of the things about Raul Soyud is his energy. I think that's one of the reasons why he started this game here. But we see Bo Belga bang his way towards the middle with that right-hand hook shot.
I'm sure JR is very familiar with that kind of offense. As Kiefer Ravena hits another triple for the Nlex Road Warriors. The long ball is really working out for them. That's 9 of 20 from distance now for Nlex.
Now the game's tied.
Third three-point shot of the ball game for Ravena. Belga. This is Carajot handling the rock now against Alas. Carajot. Yep, you will not get away with that as a rookie in your first game.
It's a little bit too much on that. Arm extended there. He's got to be a little bit more crafty with it. Otherwise, that's a really good move. And of course, you know, we don't see too much of this in the modern day big game, but every once in a while we do see it in the form of Big Bo Belga going up against his former Extra Rice counterpart.
You've had your battles with those two,
I've had my battles with those two guys.
I'm sure that other PBA big men are happy that they're separated and no longer together.
I know, right?
Oh, meanwhile, a good attack here for JB Mocon as he skies with the layup for two, giving the lead back to Rain or Shine.
Again, running the floor, getting that easy bucket.
That pass telegraphed by the defense of Rain or Shine, and then Raul Soyud just wrong place, wrong time, committing the foul. Not a problem though, as it will only be the first team foul of the Road Warriors. Look at that, great read coming from Mocon, and he is rewarded with a pass right when he was streaking to the court.
A lot of people don't associate JB Mocon with that really great athletic ability. This guy can also get up.
Meanwhile, we have another timeout on the floor. 38 to 36 is the count in favor of the Elasto Painters. Approaching the closing minutes of the first half of action inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. Of course, we have to thank Mayor Vico Soto of the city of Pasig.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, if it was not for his help, this could not have been possible as well.
I heard he's a pretty good basketball player too. Is that right?
Really?
I think so.
We'll have
I
to
think
find out.
if I can remember correctly, I saw some highlights. I mean, just him playing with the community.
Well, Mark Pingres must be training him.
Hey, man, yeah, that's a pretty good teacher right there.
Bo Belga, JR Quinyahan, we've seen them win so many games in the past, win championships in the past, but now at this stage of their careers, find themselves against each other. One for Nlex, one for Rain or Shine. Not match up this time though, as it's Bobelga against Soyun. Double team waiting. Too tight. That was
Way too tight. Way too tight. Good idea. And, you know, more oftentimes than not, he can make that pass.
But with 3 defenders there,
Yes.
it was an easy pickup for Nlex as that one-hander will not fall as J.R. Kinyahan was fouled for 2 free throws.
That area seems to be open there for Nlex, particularly when the big is looking to hand off. We've seen J.R. Kinyahan try to convert on that a few times.
Well, for those wondering, James Yap will not be seeing action just yet for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters as he continues to work on his rehab and his strengthening. But surely we will see big game James later on in the conference. Inyahan converts on both free throws as we are back to level at 38 all. Ali, it really has been the three-point shooting of Nlex that has kept them in this ball game. 9 of 20 compared to only 3 of 13 for Rain or Shine.
They're doing a really good job of knocking down those three-point shots, but also the way they've been set up to knock down those three-point shots. The offense was balanced just about each and every single time they've been able to convert on those.
Belga with another rebound forward pass to Karakot. Don't have the numbers here. He forced the issue. Luckily for him, the ball will stay on their side. Another offensive foul. Again, if you are a rookie and it is your first game, you will not be able to get away with it.
I get it. I remember how I felt in my first game. I wanted to prove to everybody that I belong here. You know, but I remember Boybits Victoria, who was my teammate at the time, just saying, hey, calm down, relax, just let everything come to you. Did I listen to him? Absolutely not. So I understand what these guys are going through right now.
How many fouls did you
expectations. Have? I didn't get into foul trouble, but I had like 5 travels.
That may be worse than getting into foul trouble, Ali.
Well, at one point, I had 10 travels, and everyone was making fun of me saying, hey, you got a triple-double tonight.
Meanwhile, another three-point shot coming from Kiefer Robena. That is number 4 for the Phenom and number 10 for the Nlex Road Warriors.
They're doing a really good job of shooting the 3-ball in this first half. Hopefully they can continue that in the second half.
Guess who is at home here at the Inares Sports Arena as there's a foul call. Bobelga got hit.
Looked like he got hit by the other extra rice.
Yep.
I wonder what those practices were like.
Would not have been comfy for either side.
But man, you know, I just can't get over it. Bobelga looks really good.
41-38, a 3-point advantage for the hot shooting Nlex Road Warriors with 90 seconds remaining here in the first half. Norbert Torres studying his options. 3-point shot from Nambata won't work. That tap is saved, but it will go to the other side. Kevin Alas, the extra pass. Don Troliano, welcome back to the Nlex Road Warriors with, of course, Coach Yengao.
Yeah, he was on quite a trip. I think it was Rain or Shine to Talkatex to Nlex, I believe.
Played for Blackwater.
Blackwater and then Nlex, yeah.
Another miss from the outside from Nambata. That's a foul given up there by Mark Borboran. The last one that they could give out before it leading the free throws here in the second quarter. Alas had a hot start earlier with 11 points in the first quarter. Nothing yet here in the second period, Ali.
It's just a matter of him getting himself situated again into the flow of the offense. It really has to do with the flow of the offense and the rhythm and timing.
Kiefer misses from deep this time. Rebound for Gabe Norwood. Lots of fouls for the Nlex Road Warriors should they want to delay the offense. Oh, another tight pass picked off by the defense of Nlex.
They're going to have to go in a different route here. This is like the second time already we've seen turnovers from that. First it was Bo Belga they're trying to initiate forced mismatches and trying to get good kickouts out of that block there, but they're not getting anything out of it.
Good hard show coming from Torres. Scramble on defense. That pass stolen. And that is where we will end things for the first half of action between the Rain and Shine Elasto Painters and the Nlex Road Warriors. The big story for Nlex, Kiefer Ravena and his hot shooting from the outside. 4 of 5 from distance for Ravena for 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in the first half of action.
Amazing.
Aliping is at a loss
I
for
just
words.
really think, honestly, I'm just really glad that he's in an Nlex uniform. He's part of the PBA playing here because of what he brings.
And Kiefer Ravena will help the Nlex Road Warriors keep the lead at the half, 43-38. We'll break down the numbers for you when we come back here on PBA Rush.
6 months, 31 weeks, 219 days. Waiting for the return of the PBA seems like an eternity for many basketball fans. But this year's off-season was not like any other. Trades, team overhaul, Gilas Pilipinas, you name it. All of it served as a hype machine for the upcoming PBA season. Bago muna ang lahat, balikan natin ang mga pangyayari sa nakaraang 6 na buwan. How did we end up here? When the 45th season of the PBA came to a close, so did the careers of some of our childhood idols. Kabilang narito si Cyrus Baguio, who announced his retirement in January after playing 17 seasons in the PBA. Not long after, Ronald Tubid also called it quits and eventually joined the Terra Firma Jeeps coaching staff. Bukod sa kanila, inanunsyo rin nina Harvey Carey, JC Intal, at JR Reyes ang kanilang pagre-retiro matapos ang higit sa 1 dekada sa PBA. Pero ang isa sa pinaka-nakakagulat sa lahat ay ang pagre-retiro ni Mark Pingres. Kung may umalis, mayroon ding nagbalik. In February, TNT announced the return of Coach Chot Reyes following the departure of Mark Dickel. Under Reyes' wings, TNT won 4 championships from 2009 to 2012. Meanwhile, Rain or Shine named Chris Gavina as their new chief tactician, replacing Kaloy Garcia. Trade here, trade there, trade everywhere. Trading is the norm for PBA teams during the off-season. Pero kung ikukumpara sa nakaraang taon, this trading off-season has been full of bombs. One of the biggest names was CJ Perez. Terra Firma Jeep sent their star to the already star-studded San Miguel Beermen. Pero hindi lang si Baby Beast ang napunta sa SMC team, pati na rin si The Beast himself. Calvin Abueva was traded by the Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters in exchange for Magnolia's Chris Banchero and draft picks. Days after that, Vic Manuel finally said goodbye to Alaska, his home for the past 6 years. The Aces traded him in exchange for draft picks and Brian Eruela. Meanwhile, Mac Belo found a new home with the Meralco Bolts. Si Baser Amer naman ang napunta sa Blackwater Bossing. In March, all the rumors surrounding Christian Stan Hardinger finally came to an end. He is now with a crowd favorite Barangay Ginebra in exchange for Greg Slaughter, who is expected to be the centerpiece for Northport Batang Pier. The official activity of the league this season was the PBA Rookie Draft.
Terra Firma Jeep picks Jordan Headings.
Terra Firma Jeep selected Jordan Heading as the top pick of the special Gilas Pilipinas draft. Then, in the regular draft, the Jeep selected Joshua Monson as the number 1 overall selection. The PBA is looking at a 2-conference season this year. Unlike in 2020, this will be a semi-bubble, close-contact setup. Plano ng liga na buksan ng season noong Abril. Yun nga lang, muling tumaas ang kaso ng COVID-19 sa bansa, dahilan para i-postpone ang opening. Thus, the PBA had to wait again. Mabuti na lang, nagawang punan ng Gilas Pilipinas ang gutom ng Pinoy fans sa basketball. Itanong mo na lang kay SJ Belangher.
Belangher! We're going to PBA Asia Cup! Here's a replay. Belangher pumping. Did he step out of bounds? I don't think so. Did he get it off in time? Oh, baby! He did, I think! He got it off! Salamat Belangher!
Just this month, the PBA finally got the green light from IATF to push through with its opening.
Maraming salamat. Salamat po. Kahit pa ulit-ulit ako, maraming salamat sa dasal nyo. Pakisalamatan din yung mga tumulong sa atin. Sana magdire-diretso na tayo. Pasensya na muna kayo. Ang pag-uusapan lang muna natin ay opening. Yung ibang issue, pangako po, magpe-press ko ulit kami. So maraming salamat. Mabuhay kayo. Sana makita ko na agad kayo. Salamat.
It has been a roller coaster ride for the PBA in the past 6 months. But time and time again, the league stands strong, just like Filipinos. Magmintis man, patuloy na lalaban sa hamon ng buhay.
At the half of this game between the Nlex Road Warriors and the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, it is Nlex holding a 5-point advantage, 43-38. The action coming from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. I'm Carlo Mamintuan with Ali Peak. As we thank you for watching here on PBA Rush, the big story, of course, was the three-point shooting of the Road Warriors in the first half.
Definitely, Nlex got off to a really good start in that first half, particularly the first quarter. A lot of those were set up by that man right there, Kiefer Ravenna. You look at the three-point shooting there by Nlex. But yeah, on top of everything else was pretty good execution. However, they did struggle in that second quarter when Kiefer Ravenna came out, but then they were able to get back on track.
The bench not performing as well as the starting unit for Nlex. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bo Belga with, a throwback
Old school, man.
performance.
That's old school.
Against his former partner in Extra Rise Incorporated in JR Quinyahan. Good steal for JB Mocon, and he finishes this layup as well.
We saw a lot of fast break points on the point of not only JB Mocon, but also Rain or Shine as a whole. And then the three-point shooting came back to Nlex to help them regain control of this basketball game.
As we take a look at the numbers now, 3 of 16 from the three-point range for Rain or Shine, a whopping 10 of 24 for the Nlex Road Warriors. Again, the question that you posed was, could they keep this up? Is this possible for them to keep up in the second half of action?
I think that's going to be the challenge in this second half for Nlex. With regards to Rain or Shine, they're going to have to really pound that paint. You look at the points in the paint right there, 10 points. Opposed to Nlex's only 5 points in the paint.
Leading scorer is Kiefer Ravenna, powered by his red-hot three-point shooting at 4 of 6 from the three-point range. Kevin Elasto with 11 points, all scored in the first quarter of action. JB Mocon, Bo Belga chipping in 9 apiece for the Elasto Painters as we start the proceedings here in the third quarter of action.
Again, execution here on the part of Nlex is going to be key, especially to set up those long-range shots.
Adjustment coming from Coach Hengyao with his starters, as it is Mike Miranda with Anthony Semera, that's Jericho Cruz, Chris Porter, and Kiefer Ravenna on the floor. Nice little attack there coming from Rain or Shine, but they could not get that basket from Norbert Torres. Do you think that the adjustment of not having both Ravenna and Alas on the floor would be so someone would lead the second unit?
Well, possibly. Again, whenever you get an opportunity from, the unpredictability, if you will, of Coach Yang Yao, you have to take full advantage of it. But yes, absolutely. And, not for just this game only, it's also for the future games. So each guy takes it upon themselves to really step up and be ready when they're called to do so.
This is game number 2 of your 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup. Brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. As we also want to remind you that you can watch the games live on PBA Rush via Signal Play, free until August 15. Games are also available on demand for free. Register on signalplay.com and download the app. Again, we thank you for joining us here on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. This will be a free basket for the Nlex or another careless turnover for Rain or Shine.
Yeah, miscommunication there between Norbert Torres and Gabe Norwood this time, which results in a fast break point. Easy bucket for Nlex.
This lead starting to swell for the Road Warriors as there is a collision down low between Porter and looks like JV Mocon. As it will be Porter who will be whistled for the personal foul. Mocon is joined by Torres, Norwood, Belga, and Nambata. So the same starting unit for Coach Chris Gavina. JV Mocon dealing with 2 defenders. Belga with a pass to the corner, 3-point shot won't work as they continue to struggle from the outside as there is a foul there. Coach Yang Yao asking for an advantage foul. Belga wanted to give up a duty foul to prevent the fast break, but Nlex already had a 2-on-1 advantage on the other side.
It's rightfully so by Bo Belga, but of course didn't necessarily work in his favor. But you see the problem still brewing there for Rain or Shine. Getting good looks. Looked like pretty good execution there, but just not being able to knock down these shots.
That's a tough call because the ball was already released by Kiefer Ravenna off the pass. as it is referee Mau Orioste will be talking to the table officials. That is a deliberate foul, so that will result to 2 free throws for Kiefer Ravena. And ball possession for the Road Warriors, an opportunity for them to build the first double-digit advantage of this
Yes,
contest.
definitely. You know, you see a lot of those types of fouls, particularly in European leagues. They give up those types of fouls.
But ball was already gone. I think
Yes,
that
it
was
was
the
already-
entire point. If Belga was maybe half a second faster,
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it looks dramatic too because of the collision. I mean, it's Bo Belga colliding with Kiefer Ravena in this case scenario.
the free throw will not work for Ravena. The ball will stay though on the side of the Road Warriors with 14 on the shot clock. Miranda, mid-range jumper short. Rebound for Torres. Swing back to the other side. What do you want to see from the offense of Rain or Shine, Ali?
Well, I just want to see them start converting because so far, I mean, it looks like they're getting really good looks, especially the last 3 possessions. And sure enough, they finally break through here with Gabe Norwood with a mid-range jump shot at the baseline.
6 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists in the ball game for Gabe Norwood, the veteran of Rain or Shine, inching them closer. As Semerad pulls the trigger, usually he is
Usually passes up those types of shots.
yep,
So
he
look
is
for-
a catch and shoot kind of guy.
Yes, catch and shoot, yes, definitely.
That one coming off a dribble as Norwood misses. And there is a foul called against Nlex. Now, a huge percentage of the three-point shots for Anthony Semerad are catch and shoot and in the baseline,
Yes, exactly.
the corners.
You don't see him too often up fake and take a few dribbles and try to knock down a shot.
Maybe testing out, new weapons to try and add to his game. Another behind-the-back pass. The first one resulted to a
First one
turnover.
didn't work. It didn't work the first time. I don't know why he's trying it the second time, especially in that. There was a lot of traffic there.
Ravena, though, called for a foul. Was that 3 free throws? Was that a 3-point attempt? I think the referees are taking a look at it right now. Quiet performance so far for Reynam Batak. As Bo Belga is warned for continuous complaining. It might still be the deliberate foul earlier. As you have Reynam Batak on the line. (47-41) is the count now. 9 minutes and 37 remaining in the third quarter. So 2 free throws down. Third one coming up for Nambatak after that foul was whistled against Kiefer Ravena. Good little run here for Rain or Shine just when it looked like Nlex was ready to break the game wide open on
Yes, exactly. And they just have to keep plugging away here. Now, what I'm thinking here is a part of the struggle for this first game for Rain or Shine is just unfamiliarity. There's a lot of new faces here, but also a new coach. Even though he's been the assistant coach to Rain or Shine, still.
Friendly bounce for Jericho Cruz as he extends their lead back up to 6, 49-43. Nambatak does not use the ball screen, gets the bump from Cruz.
There was a lot of contact there.
Yep.
Jericho Cruz, one of the things I love about Jericho Cruz, he's going to make you work for that shot. He's not going to give you anything easy. That's just really physical defense there. But also good persistence by Nambatak going up against Jericho Cruz.
But you saw the conversation from Cruz and Kiefer saying, Cruz was like saying, if you were there to help, I would not have given up the foul.
Yes, the help defense.
Cruz was beaten off the dribble, so had no other recourse but to give up the foul. Still, it's Nambatak earning those points from the stripe inching Rain or Shine a little closer. Ravena with the explosion. Layup won't work though.
Clear path to the basket.
Wild drive coming from Nambatak as he manages to call a timeout to save this possession. 8 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter of action. 49 for the Nlex Road Warriors. 45 for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. As this timeout will be a full one, and it is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Welcome back to the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup. The Nlex Road Warriors are looking to sustain the confident offense that they showed in the first half. Para naman dito sa Rain or Shine, they need to step it up on their defense since Nlex is getting way too many open looks and turnover points. Pero for both teams, there was a common reminder from their respective coaching staffs, and that is to limit their turnovers. Rain or Shine had 14, Nlex had 13 in the first half, and halata na nanggigigil and overeager yung mga players after months and months of not seeing action. Kaya naman sabi ng coaches, you all have to settle down here in the second half. Gentlemen?
There's really a risk of just overexerting yourself, especially for the rookies who have not played it in a while. Ali.
So eager, to go out there and prove themselves. But for the veterans, it's just all about trying to pace themselves as well. Both teams, for that matter.
And usually when you're overeager, we will see that with turnovers. Can you tell us that story, Ali?
Right now, 15 turnovers for Rain or Shine and 13 turnovers for Nlex. So it's just another example of we're not quite there yet, and that these guys are going to have to work themselves back into shape as the conference goes along.
But the good thing is, in the non-bubble setup, the games are spaced out a little more, so it means that you have a little bit more time to really get into game shape and really maximize your campaign here in the Philippine Cup.
Absolutely. Unlike before, obviously, where there's very limited space to really operate in. And, of course, everybody had to really adhere by all the rules and regulations inside the bubble.
Because in the PBA bubble, say that you were out of shape. If you could not shape up in the first couple of weeks, you are taking a look at maybe 3-4 losses, and that's it. That's your entire campaign.
I mean, just talking to some of the teams, members of the teams, they didn't have much time, particularly Phoenix. They said that they really didn't have much time to prepare for the PBA bubble, excuse me.
But now everyone really got themselves training, maybe in Batangas or in Pampanga or in Ilocos, in Lawag, wherever else training was possible. They took advantage of it as Bo Belga converts from the outside.
Bo Belga closing the gap within 2 points here for Rain or Shine. And with Rain or Shine, it has been so far since Kiefer Ravenna knocks down a mid-range jump shot. It's been about just being able to knock down shots.
12 points in the ball game for Bo Belga. That's now 16 for Ravenna after that mid-range jumper. Torres goes to the corner. Belga another three. That's good again.
Why not? He's looking really good, Carlo. Really good here in this first game.
What's happening? It's like, he is what, 5 years younger?
I've been watching him work out. He's been inspiring me.
Amazing effort off season coming from Bo Belga. Good double team there, and he forces the turnover.
And Bo Belga, this time on Anthony Semerad. But that's actually a nice pass by Norbert Torres. I thought he was going to try to go all the way. That was one-on-one practically, but then he found Bo Belga in the corner.
Only a 1-point advantage now for the Road Warriors. As Torres goes all the way this time.
There you go. There you go. Norbert Torres, he's been struggling all game offensively, but he's been doing a lot of good things out there. And now he's been able to open up a little bit in this third quarter.
Nlex led by as many as 9 points here in the third quarter. Now find themselves down by 1. Bobelka asking everyone to slow down. Let me catch my breath.
And Mike Miranda should have converted on that. That was a nice setup there.
Belga attacks middle, lost his grip. The ball will stay. Well, the referee's disagreeing. I think the ball will go to the Nlex Road Warriors. Check this play out one more time. Oh yeah! That was off Porter's knee.
Was it off Porter's knee?
I thought so. Meanwhile, Porter scores 2 points down low to regain the lead for the Road Warriors.
And Porter again, one of those big guys, just always seems to put himself in the right position. All he has to do is just go straight up.
High ball screen for Nambatak. Belga has possession now. Bounce pass to Mocon. Shot clock reads 8 for Rainer Shine. Mocon goes left, spins, loses the ball. This is Nambatak with a banker, won't work. Rebound Miranda. Forward pass now to Kiefer Ravena. Touchdown.
First of all, that was really good defense by Nlex. Really good scramble defense there, and forcing Rainer Shine, into an off-balance shot.
You know, it was something that we saw regularly back in the 90s with bigs like Marlo Aquino, those forward passes, and I'm happy to see it again. A lot, actually, in this ballgame.
And I agree with you on that one. I'm also glad and happy to see the mid-range jump shot come back.
That's a foul against Norbert Torres. Fortunately for Rainer Shine, they're not yet in the penalty situation. 57-56 is the count. That'll be team foul number 3 for the Elasto Painters. Again, the action is coming from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. Anton Asisio checking back into this contest, the rookie from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As we remind you that you can watch the games live on PBA Rush via Signal Play, free until August 15. Games are also available on demand for free. Register on signalplay.com and download the app. Don Trollano back in the ballgame, replacing Anthony Semerad. Oh, good read there coming from JB Mocon. Oh, he lost his grip though. Scramble for the loose ball, recovered by Asisio. Norwood with the bounce pass to Jubal. Yep. Norwood settles for the jumper. He did not know what was happening. He says, it's fine, guys. I got this.
I mean, he was smiling over there, too. Mid-range jump shot again. You know, I thought he was going to take it out and wait for the rest of his teammates to come back, but he saw the opening and he went ahead and took it.
Ravena to the corner. Soyud for 3. That's good. That is basically going back to their first quarter offense.
And this time it's Soyud knocking down the three-point shot. He didn't necessarily have a good offensive outing in the first half. But it's good to see him start to open up.
Pinyahan with the board now. Nlex wanting to add on to their 2-point advantage.
Whoa,
good
nice. Oh,
fake coming from Ravena, but Soyud muffs the layup.
That would have been a nice play.
Quick entry pass. Solid defense coming from Nlex. Nlex asking for a 3-second violation, but Jewel Ponferrada makes something out of that situation to score 2 points and tie the count at 60 apiece.
Key there was those two big. Jewel Ponferrada being able to clean up Bradwin Quinto's miss.
Tough angle coming from Ravena. As Rainer Shine attacks. Asisio for 3. Good.
Why not? That was a nice pass by Gabe Norwood. We've seen a lot of nice passes so far in this game by Gabe Norwood. And Asisio lighten it up.
Limited minutes for the rookie, but he is playing very well. That is his second three-point shot of the contest. As we go into a timeout brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Rain or Shine leads by 3. Third quarter action inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. Carlo Pamintuan and Ali Pic on the call for PBA Rush. We're glad that you have joined us as we take a look at the highlights from Bo Belga. 15 points in the ball game, 3 of 6 from the three-point range.
Bo Belga, the new body, has been doing him wonders in this first game. 15 points, like you said. But not only that, also initiating the offense, making the right passes out there. We've seen him do that so many times in his career. But, for Rain or Shine, I think one of the keys here is the inside, the points on the inside. Right now, the discrepancy is huge. 28 points for points in the paint for Rain or Shine as opposed to only 4 for Nlex. And I think that's one of the keys as to why Rain or Shine has a 3-point lead right now.
So it's Nlex owning the three-point range. Rain or Shine as the Elasto Painters are kings of the paint. For this contest so far, Don Trollano attacks baseline. Trollano with a dipsy-do move.
So one thing about Don Trollano is his aggressiveness and how he's just unafraid of anything when he drives to the basket. One of the more physical slashers/guards in the league.
He's an old school feel of a player, right? Like he fit in the 90s.
All you gotta do is just look. He looks rugged. He just looks like one of those guards from the old Red Bull days.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Lordi Togade,
Yes.
Junti Valenzuela.
Exactly.
Offensive rebound here for Trollano as he sends it out to Alas for 3. Still nothing there after scoring 11 points in the first quarter. Silence coming from Alas.
Possibly they're going to have to reroute here a little bit. Maybe try to pound it under the basket or close to the basket, in that block particularly. Just to sort of put a little pressure on the bigs of Rain or Shine. Because right now it's really the inside presence of Rain or Shine that's controlling this basketball game. When we look at that nice move there by Don Trollano.
Gorgeous move coming from Don Trollano. Might have been fouled as well. As JV Mocon continues his stellar play here in this contest. Had a hot start in the PBA bubble actually, but when coaches started paying more attention into stopping you, he had his struggles as well.
When teams start to really key in on you and they start studying your tendencies, it becomes more and more difficult. It's probably more than likely what happened to JV Mocon in the PBA bubble.
Our question at the half, Ali, was will the three-point shooting stay hot for Nlex? The answer, at least here in the third, is no. They've been missing a lot from the three-point range, but they're still taking those shots. Meanwhile, it is Rain or Shine that's starting to get going from the outside.
It's really more of a balanced attack for Rain or Shine, inside and outside. Like you said, Carlo, the three-point shooting for Rain or Shine is really starting to come alive here in this third quarter.
Trollano missing there. And the ball referees will converge. Decide where this ball is going. It will go to the other side of Rain or Shine.
I actually thought that Don Trollano got fouled there.
Ali, the three-point shooting here in this quarter, only one conversion for Nlex. Already 4 3-points made for the Elasto Painters.
Yeah, and one of the things that I wanted to point out also is that Rain or Shine, part of their MO here is that ever since. And as long as that core is still intact for Rain or Shine, this is a team that doesn't go away.
So much trust in the system, trust with the players as Rain ng Batak falls.
That doesn't look good.
Yep, with a rain it looks like. Meanwhile, play continues on the other side.
Wow, it looked like he may have landed
Yep.
on someone's foot.
Watch this play once again. Rain ng Batak.
There it is right there.
Could have been worse. I mean, could have been
Could've
much
been
worse.
yeah.
Of course, that still hurts, but it could have been much worse for Rain ng Batak as he tries to shake things off.
Well, that's a good sign that he's up on his feet.
That was why Coach Chris Gavina was asking for a foul to be called. Meanwhile, an unfortunate foul for Nlex because play would have been stopped anyway if Nambatak stayed on the floor. Would have been an official's timeout. Instead, they give up a foul, leading to 2 free throws for Borboran.
Where Rain or Shine can really extend the lead now, going into this fourth quarter.
From being down by as many as 9 points.
But I would have to imagine that Nlex is sort of feeling the absence of a big. In the case of JP Aram, you know, those are huge gaps that need to be filled up. And when you think about it, the only inside threat as far as Nlex is concerned is someone like Jerick Yahan, no one else. Every big that they have is more of an outside shooting big.
69-62, a 7-point lead for Rain or Shine now. As Tana misses. Soyud with the offensive rebound, and his effort will bear fruit as he will get 2 free throws.
Soyud, I just love Soyud's energy. Always out there trying to outwork everybody, but off Tana, looks like he's rushing his shot. He's trying to, he's moving a little too fast. It'll all come together for him, you know, at some point. And I'm also pretty confident that the change in the lineups, the constant changes in the lineups, possibly might be throwing him off. That's another adjustment that he has to make, let alone trying to adjust to the physicality of the PBA.
No, that is correct, because Nlex, you know, all of them are very familiar with each other, and then you're new.
Yes.
So there will be a lot more adjustments for Oftana.
I mean, he's coming from a situation in San Pedro where he's the starter every single night.
Final couple of possessions here. Good defense coming from Oftana with a block. Wow. 2 seconds to shoot. Alas for 3. Did not make that basket. Huge turnaround for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters here in the 3rd quarter. From being down by as many as 9 points to now taking the advantage, taking the lead heading into the 4th and final quarter of action. JV Mocon, Kiefer Ravena doing their best to lead their respective teams, but Go Belga giving us a throwback performance here in their opening contest, 69-63 in favor of Rain or Shine at the end of 3. fourth and
Welcome back to
final.
the 46th season of the PBA. James Yap is not seeing action for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters today. Sabi niya he got his left knee cleaned out kasi during the bubble conference, namaga daw to. So during the long break, he took the opportunity to undergo that procedure. And he is expected to miss at least 3 more games. But of course, he's here for his teammates to provide that veteran presence, even from the sidelines. Gentlemen?
Thank you for that report, Miss Carla Lizardo. As we saw the state of James Yap, not in uniform just yet for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. He'll do his best to work his way back into shape to be able to help out this team, but so far, so good for the squad.
Yes, more balanced attack, more balanced offense when it comes to Rain or Shine. They're not just scoring from the outside, but they're also doing a really good job, particularly the 2-point field goal percentage. If you look at the comparison here, Carlo, huge difference. 55% for Rain or Shine. A lot of those points come from the paint and the mid-range jump shots, as opposed to Nlex 35%. So Nlex is going to have to do something a little bit different here, aside from 3-point shots, to get back into this basketball game.
15-point turnaround for Rain or Shine in the third quarter, down by as many as 9, then led by 6 points at the end of 3. As this is your 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. The struggles with turnovers continue to haunt both squads, but it's hurting Nlex a little bit more in the third quarter because their 3-point shots also stopped falling.
It stopped falling, and the other thing was we haven't seen too much penetration. We've seen a little bit from Kevin Alas and Keeper Ravenna and Don Trolliano, but we haven't seen a lot of it. So we're going to have to see a lot more attacks in the paint by Nlex.
There is really a tendency to fall in love with a 3-point shot when they fell as well as they did for Nlex in the first 2 quarters of action, Ali.
I mean, it really depends on what Coach Yang Yao is looking for. But just knowing his style, he wants more. Any coach in their right mind wants more balanced attack. But maybe they're trying to do something a little bit different in this conference, knocking down more 3-point shots. Could be one of their goals here.
Well, the trouble is, Kevin Alas has also stopped scoring after exploding with 11 points in the first quarter. He has been silent, but he has 6 rebounds and 4 assists, couple of steals also across his name.
Again, it's also the lack of inside presence, and I'm going to say it, the lack of depth at the big man position for Nlex. You're talking about 2 6'8", 6'10" missing now. Rossi Taulava no longer, well, he's on the IR, injured reserved, or he's a reserve player, I should say, for Nlex. If we take a look at this, it looked like Ray Nambatak was trying to bait.
Yep, he initiated
Oftana.
the contact.
Yeah, he initiated the contact.
But I'm wondering, Ali, because Oftana was actually jumping forward. So if Nambatak just took his shot, he may have gotten...
Without trying to...
he may have gotten the ball there. That will be the first basket of the fourth quarter of action. He was not given 3 free throws, so he will earn 3 points a hard way here with this end one opportunity.
Which looks like that's what he prefers. It's a nice drive to the basket, getting the contact by Soyud and drawing the foul.
One of the many skills of Reynam Batak, he finishes well even after contact. Rain or Shine starting to take command of this ball game, stretching their lead up to 9. Oftana trying to direct traffic for the Road Warriors. Oh, might have traveled there, almost did. 24 seconds remaining for the Road Warriors. Alas finally scores again, 13 points in the ball game.
That was a nice drive by Kevin Alas down the middle. We've got to see more of those. And what that's going to do is it's going to open things up a lot more. And then the 3-point shot should start to come back for them.
Tight pass there, stolen, picked off by the defense of Nlex. Judy foul given up by Mark Borboran to prevent a fast break opportunity. No, it was given instead to Jewel Ponferrada. Saw this drive, beating the initial defender and then shooting it over the outstretched arms of the help. Kevin Elasto with a nice move to inch Nlex a little bit closer. But at this stage, Ali, they also need Kiefer Ravenna to heat up a little bit.
Yes, definitely. And so now, as I said, that they're going to try to establish or reestablish the inside.
Looks like this will be goaltending. Raul Soyud will be credited with a basket. So a couple of baskets in the shaded area for Nlex, exactly what you were requesting from them.
Yes, and we saw that right off the bat. They tried to post up Jarek and Yahan. And then underneath the basket, you saw those types of plays. Those are the type of plays that are going to try to get them back into this basketball game. I mean, this is a very close game, period.
Sometimes scoring in the shaded area, it's just all about effort. With what we saw from Raul Soyud. Again, effort from him, getting another offensive rebound, kicking it out to Quinahan. Ravenna, top of the key. 2 defenders on him. JR gets the ball back. 5 seconds to shoot. Ravenna, the long 3. No good. Another opportunity for Raul Soyud to help his squad. His presence just allowed them to get the ball back.
That's why he's out there. That's why Coach Yang Yao uses him a lot. That type of effort right there. And you see the substitution, Bo Belga coming in for Bradwin Ginto. Those are 2 missed assignments, boxing out Raul Soyud, for those offensive rebounds. What you don't want if you're rain or shine is to lose momentum in this 4th quarter.
This is Don Trollano sending the ball out to Quinahan against Borboran. Ravenna against Mocon. Kiefer, the tough jumper, won't work. Another extra possession for the Road Warriors.
Rain or shine has to do a better job of boxing out here.
Nlex really working hard on the offensive glass. They have dominated that aspect of the ball game. That's 17 offensive rebounds compared to only 9 for Rain or Shine. And finally, they get a basket, a 3-point shot, courtesy of Don Trollano.
Now all of a sudden, with a much more balanced attack, maybe not as much as Rain or Shine, all of a sudden Nlex is back in this.
But Don Trollano has injected new life into this Nlex squad.
The effort underneath the basket, going after offensive rebounds, and then knocking down the 3-point shot by Don Trollano.
A chance to tie or even take the lead for the white shirts. Quinahan pulls the trigger for 3. That's good.
And the thing was, there was no one around him to challenge that shot.
It started with effort. And after that effort, the 3-point shot started to fall again for the Nlex Road Warriors. First, it was Don Trollano. Then, it was JR Quinahan as Kiefer Ravenna thanks the heavens for giving them a 3-point conversion. 73-72 for Nlex with the timeout brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Nlex Road Warriors reclaiming the lead from the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, courtesy of back-to-back 3-point shots from Trollano and Quinahan. They were teammates with the Rain or Shine before, under Coach Yang Yao, now plying their trade with the Nlex Road Warriors. Let's see what kind of response they will get from the blue shirts as we approach winning time inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City. As we thank you once again for joining us here on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak. PBA is back, and this is our second contest. A great one. With 7 minutes and 40 remaining in the game. Belga posting up. Good little pass there. Almost an end one opportunity for Mark Borboran, but he will step to the line for 2.
I'll tell you, if I was ever a guard, if I was a guard playing with Bo Belga, I would love it, because when he gets the ball in the post and he starts making a move to the basket, I'm going to cut.
Yeah.
He actually probably has a conversation with his teammates to say, hey, cut to the basket, I'll try to set you up. We just saw that.
Miss there from the stripe coming from Borboran. He will get one more and a chance. Finally tie this game. Now, one more thing that Rain or Shine did, at least in the third quarter, they got to the line a lot more. Only had one free throw in the first half. Now they're 12 out of 14 right now.
And this is Rain or Shine.
Yeah. That was what helped them grab the advantage. Now we're all level as Don Trollano scores with that little hook shot.
He's been one of the X factors here for Nlex down the stretch. Scoring underneath the basket with that acrobatic shot, knocking down a three-point shot, crashing the offensive rebounds, and now this.
It is back with the Road Warriors. Less than 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth and final quarter of action. Joel Ponferrada lost his ball, forward pass to Kiefer Ravena. Kiefer goes behind the back, lost control of it. Lucky break there for the Elasto Painters.
I think Joel Ponferrada tried to do a little bit too much there. That's something that you more or less would expect from Bo Belga, to be able to execute that type of move.
Early in our first game, the Alaska Aces defeated the Blackwater Bossing 103-77.
Wow.
It was a tight contest in the first half, but Alaska just made so much better in the second half. They outscored the Blackwater Bossing 32-18 in the third, 32-20. So that is a 64-point quarter where the Alaska Aces got good games from Mike Di Gregorio with 20. Yusef Taha, upon his return, scores 16 points, 7 of 10 from the field.
That's what I'm talking about.
With 7 rebounds. You're very familiar with
And that's a big dude too. That's about 6'7", 6'8", and that was a great pickup, I believe, for Alaska. And of course, Coach Jeffrey Carriazo and that young team, that young squad down there. A lot of promise. Looking forward to big things, as time goes on, as that team starts to grow together. Now we saw a great connection, big-to-big connection early on. Joel Ponferrada cutting to the basket. Bo Belga hooking him up with a nice assist. A nice pass.
Misses. The effort coming from Raul Soyud as he wins the possession for Nlex.
He is a workhorse. I mean, you have to keep your eye on that guy 24/7.
Fresh legs, at least from the bigs of Coach Yangyao, as Mike Miranda re-enters the ballgame with 6 minutes and 5 remaining. After this, we will have another game for you in this triple header. We will have the Meralco Bolts versus Northport Batang Pierre. 14 seconds remaining in the shot clock for Nlex. Trollano reading his options, going up against Gabe Norwood. Trollano, the mid-range jumper won't work. Rebound for Jewel. Chance now for Rain or Shine to add on to this 1-point lead. Bo Belga. It's into Borboran. All veterans aside from JV Mocon, as Belga misses from the outside. Jewel with the offensive rebound. Oh, unfortunate turnover there as Gabe Norwood gives up a duty foul.
You just can't make those type of mistakes, especially in the fourth quarter like that. I mean, it was great effort by Joel Ponferrada, but again, miscommunication. We've seen 3 of those so far by Rain or Shine.
But again, going back to our conversation earlier, it requires patience because you've
Yes,
been away
yes.
from the floor
Of course,
for
of
so
course,
long,
yeah.
like 200 plus days without basketball.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're right.
I mean, not just from fans, not just from us, but the players also need to be patient with themselves.
Yes, and you know, I can totally see that happening with some of the players, just getting impatient with themselves because they expect so much from themselves.
Don Trollano with
Wow.
the effort. Once again, it's all about the hard work for Trollano here in the second half.
And he just gave Nlex the lead here. And that's one thing that Rain or Shine has to really key in here. Part of the reason why Nlex has been able to get the lead or keep it close, really close in this fourth quarter, has been because of those 50-50 balls.
Meanwhile, a good response coming from Rain or Shine as Norbert Torres converts on a three-point shot.
Norbert Torres, starting to really, come into play here, making crucial plays down the stretch. We haven't seen too much on the offensive side for Norbert Torres, but again, he's making good decisions out there.
Well, they get the switch that they want. It's now a big against Kiefer. He goes for the blow-by, misses the banker though. Another offensive rebound, but great defensive recovery for Rain or Shine as they finally complete the stop. Jericho Cruz a little too aggressive there and trying to play defense. It's unfortunate because Rain or Shine only had 3 seconds to cross the half-court line and they were basically on the other baseline.
Just not being aware of the situation. I mean, you're so focused in what you're doing, you're not really thinking about those types of things. But
now a chance for Rain or Shine to pad their 2-point advantage. Belga against Miranda. Torres now gives the ball up to Nambata. Ray snakes his way in, misses. Second effort, nothing there as the ball will go back to Nlex.
he had Norbert Torres right there. He could have just handed it off to him, and he would have been wide open to score that layup.
Watch this one more time. Scramble for the loose ball. Oh yeah, that was off Tony Semerad, at least in replay, but still, it's very difficult to see
Very
this
difficult.
in live action as we have a timeout now. 79-77 in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Quickly approaching winning time here inside the Inares Sports Arena as we remind you of our games tomorrow. 2 good ones. TNT Tropang Giga with a returning coach Chot Reyes going up against the Terra Firma Jeep. And then in our main game, this would be a really good one. Magnolia, Pambansang Manok Hot Shots against Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters.
Pretty exciting games coming up. I'm curious to see, of course, my former team, TNT Giga. I was able to talk to Kelly Williams a little bit and Ryan Reyes. I mean, there's only 3 guys left over from our batch 10, 11 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but they're all happy that Coach Chuck Reyes is back.
So it's Ryan Reyes, Jason
Castro, and
Kelly Williams.
Yes.
Of course, with the retirement of Harvey Carey. Good kick-out pass coming from Kiefer. Another offensive rebound for Nlex. Unfortunately, they could not convert.
So Rain or Shine's doing a better job of fighting and boxing out.
Belga has the ball now. 12 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Nambata top of the key against Cruz. Ball screen provided by Torres. Nambata, his pass, tapped. Will remain on that side. Belga for 3, no good. Rebound for Jericho. Road Warriors are rushing. 3 in transition for Semerad. might not have been the shot that you wanted in that situation.
Probably not. Probably should have just waited for the rest of his team to get down there and try to get a better shot selection.
Or maybe attack the paint at that stage.
I mean, especially with Kiefer Ravenna out there.
2-point advantage still for Rainer Shine. Nambatak, the jumper's gone.
That's the one thing about Ray Nambatak also is that, you know, he can miss shots, but he still attacks. He still attacks. His confidence is still there. And just taking the shot regardless.
Ravenna goes for the spin. Another nice fake as the layup drops for Kiefer.
This guy is so talented. I believe that's 20 points for Kiefer Ravenna, if I'm not mistaken.
Kiefer with 20 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, 4 rebounds in the contest. Keeping Nlex within striking distance of the Elasto Painters. Nambatak, banker, no good, too strong. As that ball was last touched by Norbert Torres. Also entered the last 2 minutes, so the referees have the option to review that last out-of-bounds call if there is a need for it, and indeed that is what they'll do. And while our referees are dealing with that situation, we would want to remind you that you can watch the games live on PBA Rush via Signal Play, free until August 15. Games are also available on demand for free. Register on signalplay.com and download the app. Again, we thank you so much. Maraming salamat po for joining us here on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. Currently awaiting the decision from our referees on which side will get possession in this crucial junction of the matchup. 81-79 in favor of Rainer Shine.
Well, Norbert Torres got one hand on the rebound, and then Mike Miranda slapped the ball while the ball was still being controlled by Norbert Torres, and then the ball looked to be pushed out of bounds by Norbert Torres. Let's take a look at it again here.
First, the miss coming from JV Mocon. Torres fighting for the loose ball with Miranda right behind him.
There's a slap right there. It's always hard to decide, right? It's always hard to judge. But it definitely looks like it was last touched by Norbert Torres.
The decision is,
oh wow,
Mike Miranda. I think the review up top gave them a different look at it, with the ball staying with Rainer Shine 14 seconds in the shot clock. Norwood now with the inbound, Nambatak to Belga. They would allow Nambatak to make a decision in this play. Ray leans in. Another offensive foul. It was a similar call to what he was whistled for earlier.
And you know what? All he had, like you said, in the last time he tried something like that, all he had to do was just go straight up and shoot the ball. Looked like Jericho Cruz took a shot to the mouth.
Again, when you initiate the contact, it will give the referees an opportunity to protect the defender.
This is something that he's going to have to learn how to do. And sometimes this is just by reflex. You got to think, he's been doing this for a very long time. But yeah, it looks like Jericho Cruz took a shot to the mouth there. Elbow right there, boom. Ooh, those don't feel too good.
A wasted possession for Rainer Shine. Second offensive foul called against Nambatak. Now Nlex could tie or even take the lead. But before that, Kiefer Ravenna will be requesting a timeout so Coach Yengia could map out their upcoming play. 1 minute and 42.3 seconds remaining in this ball game. We will be taking a quick break. It's winning time inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City as we thank you once again for watching on PBA Rush. Carlo Pamintuan with Ali Peak on the call. We're just so happy that PBA action is back after a long wait. December was our last time to watch a PBA. So we thank PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall, PBA Chairman Ricky Vargas, and the rest of the Board of Governors for their hard work. Of course, tag teaming with government officials, both local and national, just to be able to entertain us with PBA basketball once again.
Yes, definitely. And, being the #1 sport of the Filipinos here, so many fans have hit me up on social media saying, hey, when is the next game? When is the game's going to start? We can't wait. And at the time, I was saying, hey, I don't know, but I can't wait either. So we're all in the same boat. So, again, so glad that we're back on track here.
Of course, we had a little bit of Gilas action to tide us over,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
it was a welcome
the
break.
NBA Finals, but I definitely hear you, Carl. I definitely hear you.
Where is this play going for the Nlex Road Warriors? Kiefer Ravena to the corner. Semerat for three. No good. Big rebound for Gabe Norbo, but that was a great look for Semerat to try and take the lead.
That was a good look for him. He just wasn't able to knock it down. But it looked like the play broke somewhere in the middle there. So there was a scramble. I don't think that was the shot that they were looking for.
Nambata goes to Mocon. Only 4 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Ray Nambata attacks. The banker won't work. Offensive rebound. Put back. No good. As the ball will go back to Rainer Shine. Just a smart play coming from Bo Belga.
You know what? You can't knock that effort by Norbert Torres underneath the basket there, going after those offensive he had the opportunity to make that shot there. But like you said, Carlo, they get another crack at having another possession.
That smart tap coming from Bo Belga, at least from our angle, should be enough to keep the ball on their side. And that is indeed the call. The ball will stay with the Elasto Painters. And they will be calling this timeout to map out a play to try and add on to this 2-point advantage. 81-79 is the count in favor of Rainer Shine. Will Coach Chris Gavina get his first win in his first game as Rainer Shine head coach? We'll find out in the next minute as he is currently drawing up a play to try and add on to their advantage. Actually, I think that is Coach Mike Buendia. Given the board there by Coach Chris Gavina, Coach Mike has been a long-time assistant for this squad. He knows them inside out. And you just like the trust being displayed by the head coach to one of his assistants.
You see a lot of that going on, especially with coaching staffs that have been around each other for a very, very long time. And that's not out of the norm. That's very, very common.
What do you want to see from Rainer Shine in this possession?
Well, we're going to see different options, of course, but what I'm looking for is the actual shot that they want.
Hook shot is good for Bo Belga of that nice entry pass courtesy of Gabe Norwood.
In that case scenario, that was the high percentage shot. Again, inside the paint.
What will Nlex respond with? Kinyahan gives the ball up to Alas. 8 seconds remaining in the shot clock for the white shirts. Kevin to Kinyahan for three. No good. That's a big rebound. Scramble for the loose ball. And we will have a jump ball.
It's just a rush shot there. A scramble shot, actually. Just did not look like there was any direction or...
Oh, a timeout. Sorry, a timeout was
Timeout.
called. But first, look at this. Even in traffic, 4 defenders around him, Bo Belga. finding a way to nail that hook shot and extend their lead up to 4 points. After that, JV Mocon able to grab the rebound. Was able to gather himself. Yep, no one has it. Calling a timeout. Split second earlier before a jump ball would have been called.
That was a good presence of mind right there, type of call on the part of JV Mocon. He's actually had one arm held by his opponent. But that was a clutch shot by Bo Belga going back to that. Again, anytime you're dealing with out-of-bounds plays, especially in the most crucial point of the game, if you're the coach, you're drawing up not just 1 or 2 options, but at least 3 or 4 options in case the first one doesn't work. Oftentimes, it's the second option or the third option out of a scramble that ends up working in the favor of that team.
And Coach Mike Buendia going to his usuals, to the guys that he's always been with for the longest time.
And rightfully so. Those are the guys that you want taking the last shots.
Ali, will you foul at this stage if you're Nlex?
Really depends on how much time gets off the clock.
Oh, they tried to grab the steal, and that is exactly what they do. Jump ball situation. You know, there's the risk when you are expecting a foul, and Gabe Norwood fell for that trap.
And I think, yes, you're absolutely correct there. That's why you got to hold that ball tight, protect it. I mean, he slowed down. You saw that. He slowed down. He expected a slap on the arm, but he didn't get that. Actually, jump ball.
Completed stop for Nlex.
Is that a foul?
Uh-oh, this will be tight. A friendly slap coming from Bobelga, the keeper of Ena. Not so fast, but still a good opportunity here for Nlex to inch closer in this contest. Roliano, the designated inbounder, goes to Ravenna. The long three-point shot is good!
Oh, man. This is why, first of all, incredible shot by Kiefer Ravenna, but then again, I'm not surprised. This is why Rain or Shine has to capitalize on every possession. We haven't seen that consistently down this stretch.
And just like that, Nlex right back into this ballgame, courtesy of a long bomb coming from the phenom, Kiefer Ravenna, sinking another three-point shot. His 5th triple of this contest for 23 points. And Nlex down by 1. Of that triple as this timeout dropped by Honda, the official motorcycle on the street. Inbound from the backcourt and get the full 24, part of the decision making, the strategy, Coach Chris Gavina. So they will opt for the 14, and if you're Nlex, you'll just not go for the foul. Instead, just play good defense for 14 seconds.
Try to play his hard defense, deny the ball, deny the passing lanes.
They gave up the foul. It's interesting to me because you still have a solid 5 seconds to take the shot after you force them to miss.
There's that sense of urgency, you know, in the back of your mind. of not wanting to allow too much time to get off the clock.
Maybe they just wanted to burn that extra foul.
Possibly too, possibly. But you saw that they really were denying very hard.
And now they trap Norbert Torres, a great trap. And this will be reviewed by the officials to determine who touched it last before the ball sailed out of bounds. A great effort defensively for
Great
Nlex.
effort, great effort.
They've
Absolutely.
given themselves a shot at getting a stop.
And there's only 9.7 seconds left on the shot clock.
Check this out one more time. A good double team.
You'd have to see it from a different angle here. There we go.
This is a much better angle at it.
Much better here.
That's still hard. That's still,
I think
that's
that
still difficult.
it looked like it was last touched by Anthony Semerod.
You can hear the teams cheering. I assure you they don't know what happened either.
Hey, I would be doing the same thing.
You
I mean,
know,
just to sort of.
They think that it's 10% audience impact in determining this call. But you can see that it is not it's not an easy call by any means. As our table officials, of course, Deputy Commissioner Eric Castro is there. Our official Bong Pascual is also there. And speaking of Bong Pascual, he will actually be flying to Tokyo to officiate the basketball competitions for the Olympic Games.
That's great. It really is. Now, this should be a better angle here because it's more of an aerial.
The pass was there, and
It's very hard to tell.
Might have bounced off JV.
It looked like it. It looked like it. Okay, so we should be able to see it clearer now here. No, you can see clearly that the left hand of Anthony Semerod tapped it out. So this should be rain or shine ball.
It's tough either way.
It is
Ali.
tough.
It is so difficult either way. But the setup is, because they called it for rain or shine, they will need something certain to turn it around. So that's what happened. It will stay with rain or shine because the evidence really does not support giving it to Nlex 100%.
Yes, but they have to convert here, Carlo. They have to. They have to get a good possession here and a bucket. You know, even all you if as long as Kiefer Ravenna's out there on the court, all he really needs is about 3 seconds.
Baseline out of bounds play for rain or shine. Nambata, the inbounder, goes to Norwood. Trapped in the corner. Oh, stop here for Nlex. They have an opportunity to win this. Kiefer Ravenna attacks. Kicks it out to Semerod. 4 seconds remaining. Semerod forces the shot up. Empty possession. Ugly possession for Nlex. And they will pay with their first loss here in the elimination round. So many things could have happened there.
So many things could have happened. And again, not to take anything away from Anthony Semerod, he did his very best there, but that's not the shot that Nlex was looking for by any means. But you got to give credit to the defense of rain or shine. You know, I believe that was Bo Belga there, but you see that those double pumps. There's only one person I've ever seen come close to making a shot like that, and that was Michael Jordan.
83-82 is the final score. Rain or shine, the Elasto Painters starting well in your 2021 on the PBA Philippine Cup. And our coverage here in PBA Rush will continue. Of course, Ali Peak and Carlo Comintuan on the call. It was a scramble in the end game, and Kiefer Ravenna was asking for the ball back in that corner, waiting for that pass from Semerod.
You know, when you're in those types of situations, it's very difficult to really navigate where you're at, first of all, and then, you know, whether or not you should be taking a shot. If you pass the ball and the time runs out, then, of course, that would be on you.
And our best player of the game is Ray Nambata with 19 points, 8 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Perfect from the free throw line. Stingray continues his stellar play for rain or shine.
Batak, Ray, in the bubble conference, yung average mo 8.7 points. But today, you come out in your first game of the season with 19 points and 8 rebounds. What work did you put in ng off-season para makapagpakita ka ng ganitong kalaking performance agad-agad?
We really worked hard for this season kasi imagine everyday kami bumabiyahe sa Batangas just to practice. Pero yun nga, ito yung talagang pinakaantay namin. So sabi nga namin before the game na yung first game ang isa sa pinakamahirap gawin. So yun yung ginawa namin, binigay lang namin yung best namin and talagang total effort.
And I imagine namin, grabe yung emotions pagtapak nyo sa court. Siguro may halong kaba, grabe yung excitement. After a shaky first half, ano yung sinabi nyo sa isa't isa para makapag-settle down kayo and close out this game?
Normal naman talaga yun kasi sobrang tagal din namin nahinto sa laro. So, ini-expect talaga namin yun na magkakaroon kami ng medyo matigas na laro. So, ang kagandahan nun is first half pa lang nawala na yung kaba namin, nawala na yung kumbaga napagpag na namin ng first half. So, coming into second half, andun na yung flow namin sa game.
Ray, I'm sure maraming fans na natutuwa to see you out on the court. Invite natin yung mga Rain or Shine fans na supportahan kayo all throughout the season.
Ayun, sa lahat ng Rain or Shine fans and sa PBA, thank you sa walang sawang pagsuporta nyo and shout out sa aking family dyan sa Misamis Oriental, sa nanay ko, sa tatay ko, sa dalawa kong kapatid. Shout out sa girlfriend ko, si Kisha, yung family niya, si Tito Wangbi, si Tita Jane, si Sir Ryan ng Versayas. And lastly, happy birthday kay Kuya Marvin Panelo.
Thank you so much, Ray. And once again, congratulations. First win of the season. Now let me turn you over to our post-game press conference.
Good afternoon. We are here with Rain or Shine head coach Chris Gavina. Coach, your thoughts on the game?
Great. First off, I want to say thank you to PBA for doing such a tremendous job of bringing the PBA back to all the fans. Secondly, thank God for this victory and great effort on both sides. Nlex really fought for every inch tonight. I'm really glad that our guys were resolute enough to trust our system, trust one another, and come out with a big first win for this opening conference.
Now let's answer some questions from our media friends. Guys, don't forget to unmute. Bong Lozada.
Hi, Coach Chris. Congrats on the win. Apologies, I can't on my camera. So, Coach, you had a pretty big scare in the final minute. How did your guys hold on to that very slim lead?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
How did you guys hold on to that very slim lead in the final minute?
You know, in practice, we do a lot of situationals where we work on that stuff. And, you know, I'm thankful for a guy like Coach Mike, who I said coming in, if he had a play that he knew more than me, that I would just let him sit. And that's the level of trust that, you know, we've kind of grown from the player to player and coach to coach. And the guys really just buy in and they believe in what we can do as coaches, and we believe in them as well.
Yes, Coach.
Ray Hoble.
Coach, good afternoon and congratulations. Coach, can you talk about the performance of one of your newest players, Anton Asisio?
Hi, Sir Ray. Thanks for congratulating me. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Can you talk about the performance of one of your rookies, Anton Asisio?
Man, that's my rookie vet right there. These Eagles, you know, they come from such a great program, a championship breed, and he comes in there and performs. You know, I feel like he was one of the more ready rookies for us. He plays with such a composure and poise. I talk to him all the time. I send him videos, and he's always telling me, "Thanks, coach." He's such a sponge, and it reflects on his game on the court.
Ruben Tarado of Spin.
Coach, good afternoon. Coach, I noticed your face mask has the word culture on it. Could you share with us what that means?
Culture is big for our team, our organization. We're taking a lot of pride in delivering excellence in everything we do, from how we act on and off the court. And like I said, from day one, since they appointed me, we've kind of set the culture of having no excuses, just putting in the hard work and making sure that that we just trust the work once we're on the court. And I'm really glad that it showed tonight.
While this is only our first game day in the 46th season of the PBA, we were already treated to a great one by the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters and the Nlex Road Warriors. Ali, the first quarter, the story was a three-point shooting of Nlex.
Yes, definitely. You saw that from the get-go because of one guy, Kiefer Ravenna, really setting up his teammates, got them into a really good rhythm from three-point range.
Of course, three-point shooting also working out a little bit for Rain or Shine, but it was dominated by Kiefer Ravenna and the rest of the Road Warriors. He had a couple of assists to Kevin Elasto, who had 11 points in the first quarter of action.
And they got off to a really, really good start, especially because, again, orchestrated by the likes of Kiefer Ravenna. But going into the second quarter, even more so with more plays from Nlex, particularly team play. And you saw that right there.
Great unselfish basketball there of Tana, the rookie, making the right read, making the right pass to Jericho Cruz for the triple. But on the other side, Bo Belga just muscling his way in for Rain or Shine.
A nice move there, kind of reminded me of me a little bit, except on the other side. But we saw more of a balanced attack by Rain or Shine, and it's one of the reasons why they were able to keep it close and eventually take control of this basketball game.
Scoring slowing down considerably in the second quarter of action as the defense also worked well, as we saw a great stop there coming from Rain or Shine. JV Mocon with the tap and the finish.
We saw a lot of transition points because of that on the part of Rain or Shine.
Slim advantage for the Nlex Road Warriors. They stretched this advantage to 9 in the third quarter, but it was Rain or Shine who really rallied back from that deficit.
It's just like Coach Gavina said, they just really battled on every possession. And nice big-to-big there between Norman Torres and Bo Belga with that three-point shot in the corner.
It was a theme for Rain or Shine, getting offense from Bo Belga. Meanwhile, check out this nice forward pass from Mike Miranda. Kiefer Ravenna with the easy layup as he led all scorers with 23 points in this contest. Three-point shooting courtesy of the big man, still working out for Rain or Shine as usual.
Again, going back to the three-point shooting by Rain or Shine, particularly from the bigs, but then it was that balanced attack down the stretch, inside and out for Rain or Shine.
15-point turnaround from the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters in the third quarter, and in the fourth, this big-time basket coming from Bo Belga. That was our next level move of the game, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Meanwhile, Nlex giving themselves an opportunity to steal this win with that triple coming from Kiefer Ravenna, and they would play tremendous defense on the other side to give themselves one more shot at securing a victory in their opener.
And again, possessions, Rain or Shine dodged a big one here because of, just the uncertainty here of who was supposed to take the last shot in this situation by Nlex, giving Rain or Shine their first win.
Still a lot of time remaining on the clock. Anthony Semerad forced up a shot that missed, and it resulted to a victory for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Up next, we have another good one for you, as we will have the Meralco Bolts debuting against North Port Batang Pier. Stick around, stick with us here on PBA Rush.